Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to BookBarr and welcome to another video. Today is going to be my January haul. Sorry, my hair looks crazy. It's raining. Also, you can probably hear the rain going on in the background. Got some nice ASMR. It's raining really hard right now, but yeah. So I have a haul. I did a capitalism, I know. I said I wasn't going to, but hopefully after March, like my hauls will only be quarterly unless I do like a digital haul, and then it'll only be like free or 99-cent ebooks or audiobooks that I use credits for, because hopefully after March I won't be buying a lot. This month I had money from Christmas that I used. Was Pangoing. There's a lot of sales on Pango. I had some pre-orders and I'm going to a signing next month, so I ordered some books for that signing. Plus I just wanted to buy, I really want to own like all of my favorite books, so I bought some of my 2022 favorites to own. But so we're just going to go ahead and get on into the haul. Obviously we're in the haul. We're going to do the books that I have not read yet, starting with Visions of You by Catherine Cowles. I have actually started this one. I have the ebook, so I am reading it. It's a second chance romance, small town. Holt and Wren, something happens to Wren in the prologue, and Holt blames himself for it. And now he's back after his dad suffered a heart attack, so he's back in their small town. And it's been 10 years, and things are happening, and I've already cried like multiple times in this book. So yeah, I pre-ordered this in the Barnes & Noble pre-order sale. I don't know, something like about it was speaking to me, so I got it. And yeah, we're really excited to own it because I have a feeling this will be a fave. Then I got another book box, the Romance Reveal book box, and it had Dirty Business by Tijan. I actually really like Tijan's writing. I know that their writing doesn't work for everyone, but I really enjoy it. So I don't know a ton about this. Let's see. I think it's mafia, but you can run from the law, but not from love. When Jess Montel meets Trace West at a hockey game, she doesn't know his name or occupation. What she does know is there's an instant attraction that's impossible to ignore or forget. But forgetting is exactly what she wants to do when she learns he's not just a successful Wall Street suit, but the heir to one of New York's biggest mafia families. The last thing Trace needs is a romantic anything with law enforcement, and parole officer Jess has trouble written all over her. Too bad he likes trouble, especially when it's a brunette bombshell with attitude and legs for days. She's an absolute spitfire, and he wants to stroke that flame. Yes, that sounds fantastic. So that, and then I also got Mine to Hold by Natasha Madison. I hate that it's shiny, but it's fine. I've read from Natasha Madison before, and I've really enjoyed the few books that I have read, but they were all in one series. It was a hockey series that I read like years and years and years ago at this point, so like I don't even know if I would still like it now that like I know I've found a more like curated reading taste. So let's see. Are you ready for the Southern Wedding series? Things are supposed to go smoothly on your wedding day, aren't they? Shelby, I got a love letter the night before I was supposed to marry the love of my life, except the letter wasn't for me. My future husband had written it to someone else. Weston, standing at the altar to watch my best friend get married was an honor. Finding out that he was sleeping with my girlfriend was a nightmare. Everything I knew was a lie. When the opportunity came to get out of town and leave my ex behind, I took it. Umbrella drinks and broken hearts don't mix well. I shouldn't want Shelby for myself, but I do. I want her more than I've ever wanted anyone. Maybe she was just mine to hold. So yeah, sounds interesting. We'll see. I think some people have read it and didn't love it, but you know, who knows? Maybe I will. Sounds like my type of thing. And then I got this because I'm going to a signing that Brady Cherry's going to, and Rachel from Rich Words and Sings has just absolutely like sang this book's praises. But this was actually already signed, so it's from the Bookworm box. But I got it on Pango, and it's like in perfect condition. And so I still might take it and get it like signed again or personalized. But yeah. So when I first met Jasmine Green, she came in as Raindrops. I was the awkward musician, and she was the high school queen. The only things we had in common were our music and our loneliness. Something in her eyes told me her smile wasn't always the truth. Something in her voice gave me a hope I always wished to find. And in a flash, she was gone. Years later, she was standing in front of me on a street in New Orleans. She was different, but so was I. Life made us colder, harder, isolated, caged. Even though we were different, the broken pieces of me recognized the sadness in her. Now she was back, and I wouldn't make the mistake of letting her go again. When I first met Jasmine Green, she came in as raindrops. When we meet again, I became her darkest storm. Well, that sounds phenomenal. But yeah, Brittany Cherry, I've read quite a few of her books, and I've loved every single one of them. So yeah, I'm excited to read that one. So I got into Barnes & Noble to buy this book, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I ended up also seeing Midnight Mass, which is the novella in the Priest series, and it still has the original cover. And I was like, you know what, like, I have all the other ones, I might as well just get this one too. I don't normally buy novellas, but I was like, it actually wasn't too bad of a price, and I was like, I'd rather have it physically than buy like the audiobook or the ebook or something anyways. So I was like, you know what, I'll just get it. It'll match the rest of my Priest series. So I need to pick this up and read it because, yes, but this is basically an extended epilogue of Tyler and Poppy and, like, what happened after. I have heard that it's really good, and there's a lot of, like, sadness that happens, and there's loss and things. So I'm excited. I do need to get to this maybe this week for Novella-a-thon. I might have a chance. Just longer, though. It's like 180 pages, which, I mean, isn't that long, but who knows? We'll see. And then I did buy The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. This is the first book in the new, like, Stolen Heir duology. And it's just a novel of Elfame. And I was participating in the Folk of the Air along. And so I was like, I wanted to own it anyways. I own the other books. And, yeah, I'm really glad I bought it. It was good. It was fun. It follows Surin and Oak. Can't say a ton because that would give away stuff from the original trilogy. So yeah. Then the rest of the books are all books that I either read this month and adored or I have already read previously. So the first book is The Gravity of Us by Brittany Cherry. This is my favorite Brittany Cherry book that I've read. I am absolutely obsessed with this. This is Graham and Lucy, and their relationship is just absolutely beautiful. And, like, the stuff that made me cry in this story was for, like, the family stuff and the stuff that Lucy went through with her sisters that just absolutely gutted me. And yeah, I adored this book so much. It was 5 stars, of course, and I had to own it because I love it. And I'm, again, going to see Brittany Cherry this month now at a signing. So I was like, you know what, I want my favorite book to be signed. Then Hello Lovely was doing a, like, scratch and dent sale, so I got a couple books from that. One of them was Enemies by Tijan. This is probably my favorite Tijan book that I've read. I absolutely adored this. I read it a couple years ago, and then I reread it again last year, and I still really love it. I actually have, like, the original cover, too, so I think I might end up just selling that one when I get it. My mom read it this year, so I think I might end up selling it and then just keeping the special edition cover, because, like, the special edition cover kind of has the original cover on it also. So yeah, I got that just because it was on the scratch and dent sale. And then the other book I got is not a romance, but I absolutely adored this when I read it in 2021. And do I think I'll reread it? Probably not. Do I think I'll have my mom read it? Yes, I probably will, because, you know, she should cry too. But yeah, this story is not a romance. Don't think it is. It's a love story. I will say that. It is a love story. So do with that what you will. But I just absolutely adored this book when I read it a couple years ago. And I saw that Hello Lovely had this on their scratch and dent sale. And it's, like, in perfect condition. I guess there's a little bit of, like, imperfection at the bottom. But, like, it's practically perfect. So I was like, you know what? Yes, I'm going to get that. And because I wanted it anyways, and it was, like, it was, like, only a couple dollars more than buying, like, the original cover from Amazon. So, and it supports a small business. So yeah, so I got that. Then I bought books 1, 2, and 5. Yes, I know, weird combo of the Off Balance series. I hopefully will have the other 2 by the signing at the end of the month, but book 1 I had to buy just because you have to have the first book. And then book 2 was actually on Pango. And then book 5 is my favorite. So, is it book 5 or book 4 is my favorite? I don't know. But, yeah, I loved it. I loved the series. I'll probably end up getting book 4 before I get book 3. But yeah, adore the series with my whole heart. I wish I would have vlogged reading it, but who knows? Maybe I'll vlog it when I reread it, because I'll have to reread the series. Yes. Then, another book that I don't know why it's in this stack, a book that I have not read, is Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. I own the first book. I was able to read the second book on KU. And then the third book, I had like a credit for ebook, so I just bought the third book. But I wanted to have the fourth book, and I didn't want to pay the $9.99 for the ebook. And this was being sold on Pango and it's like in pretty good condition. So, I mean, Pango's not perfect, but it's fine. Because it is a used book. So, but yeah, it's practically perfect. So I'm not even mad about like the few like minor imperfections and like dents that are in there. So yeah, this is the second book of Daisy's, and I'm really like I am in the minority. I actually preferred Daisy Hates to Magnolia Parks. So I'm really excited to get into Daisy and Christian and Julian's third story. Then a book that I read last month and loved was Still Beating. Jennifer Hartman is going to the same signing that Brady Cherry and Lucia Franco is actually going to also, in Holidays with the Bells. And so I wanted to get it. I really adored it when I read it. This follows Cora and Dean, and it's a dark romance, and Cora and Dean don't like each other. And Dean is Cora's sister's fiance, and they go out for drinks for her sister's birthday, and Cora ends up, not like she's going to get an Uber, and she realizes that her wallet's missing, and so she calls anyone she can, and it ends up being Dean that comes to her rescue, while this man named the Matchmaker ends up taking them, kidnapping them, and holding them hostage. And then so it's like their time being held, and then what happens after, and it was beautiful. And yeah, I adored this. Then I got Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This was one of my favorite books from last year, so I just wanted to own it. This is an older woman, younger man. So good. It is a closed door romance, so do know that, which I know is not everyone's favorite, but I had no problems with it. Basically, this is Daniel and Alexis. And Alexis is, she's driving one day, and she gets stuck in a ditch, and Daniel comes and saves her, rescues her from it, and they have like a night of passion and a one-night stand, and then she realizes that she might want more with this small town man. It's not as light and fluffy as you think. Like, it is a fun, cute, sweet, swoony romance, but there is like a lot of talk about like mental health and abusive relationships, not only significant other relationships, but also familial relationships. So yeah, this was fantastic. I absolutely loved it, and I had to own it. All right, 2 more. My favorite book of last year was Ghosted by J.M. Darhower, so I had to buy it. I have already read this book like 3 or 4 times. So, I haven't physically read it, and I'm so excited to read it and annotate it and just love on it and read it every single year, because I have a feeling that this is like an all-time fave. And yeah, this follows Kennedy and Jonathan, and it's like on 2 timelines of which I've talked about this book so many times, but that's fine. I'll keep talking about it forever and ever. Kennedy and Jonathan, and they meet when they are in high school, and so it's told on 2 timelines. It's told through Kennedy's like journals in high school, where she's writing about Jonathan and like meeting Jonathan, and she's like, he's the hero of the story, and she's just kind of a side character in her own story. And then but then it's also told in the present day, where her and Jonathan are not together anymore, and some stuff happened. Jonathan was not the best at times in this book, and now he needs to fight to win her back and be in her life and his daughter's life. And yeah, it was phenomenal. I loved the timelines and how like the beginning of their relationship in high school is like when they're not good in the present time, and then as like their relationship is devolving when they're younger into how their relationship ends up in the end. And it's just, I loved it so much. So I had to own it. And then the last one, another author that is going to Holiday with Bells, and a book that I loved last year, is The Words by A. Jade. I wanted to own this because I absolutely loved it. and like it's just really pretty. And yeah, AJ is going to Holiday with the Bells, and so I needed it because I want to have it signed, because I want my favorite books to be signed. And so yeah, I had to get this. This follows Lennon and Phoenix, and Lennon is like, she wants to be a songwriter. She's written all these wonderful songs, and Phoenix has dyslexia, and so he's paired with Lennon to like help him, tutor him, and they kind of start a relationship, and Phoenix does something terrible to Lennon, and then it's been like years, and now Phoenix has kind of been like a downward spiral. Something happened with one of his bandmates, and he's like just spiraling downwards, and so he needs like a handler, and he's had like multiple of them who they just keep sleeping with him or letting him talk them into letting him party, and his manager's like, no, I need someone that like hates him and is not going to say yes and not going to give in to him. And one of his bandmates was his best friend in high school, and it's like, I know the perfect person. And so he gives her Lennon's phone number, and is like, Lennon. And so Lennon needs the money to help with some stuff personally and with her family. And so she goes and is his handler, and she absolutely hates him because of what he did. And of course, things aren't always what they seem, and second chances are real. So yes, adored this. But yeah, those are the books that I got this month. I didn't buy too many that I haven't read. I mean, other than like these two just being, well, this one just being completely impulsive because they owned it, or because they had it at the bookstore, and then this one I knew I wanted. And then these four were kind of impulsive. Well, these two are a book box, so not impulsive. So these two, I guess, were kind of impulsive. But I mean, this one was on Pango, so it was cheap. And then this was a pre-order from the Barnes & Noble pre-order sale. So not completely terrible. And the rest are all books that I've read and loved. So not totally out of the craziness. But yeah, that is all I have for now. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a microphone for the words, or some sort of music note, microphone, something. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. It really helps me out. And I'll talk to you on the next one.